Hi members and welcome to another Macro Monday. My name's Mitchell Sneddon and today I'm joined by Eureka Report editor Tony Kaye. Now Tony, on Thursday this week we've got the ABS business investment data coming out. What are we expecting to see here?
Well, we're expecting to see a slowing off in investment across the mining sector, as we all know. But what will be particularly interesting is what happens in the non-mining sector, and that'll be a window for the Reserve Bank as well.
Okay, and then following that, of course, we've got the retail sales figures coming out this Friday. The expectations there are a little bit higher.
Yeah, well, retail sales have been showing growth. In the September quarter, they were up 0.6%. To a 4-month high. So heading into this period in particular, approaching Christmas, we're expecting that there's a build-up, and so the expectations are that sales will show continued growth.
Is this on top of what we saw last year? Because this time of year, naturally, of course, sales will build up. But is it over and above what we saw for last year's Christmas? Is that what the expectations are?
Yeah, well, it's actually in terms of non-food spending, which is of particular interest. They reached their highest level in almost 2 years recently. So we're definitely seeing further build-up in the retail sales area. And I think that reflects the rise in consumer confidence. We've still got low interest rates, obviously, and just general growth across the retail sector itself.
Okay, so it'll be interesting to see if that can continue on. Now, of course, over to the US. Tomorrow we've got US house prices and, of course, consumer confidence. So some of the probably the biggest sets of data coming out since the Trump election.
That's right. This is really the first set of important data since the Trump election earlier in the month. So there's going to be some very strong interest in what's happening in the US economy. We know that the economy is growing. We also know that there's a strong likelihood that US interest rates are going to be lifted next month by the Federal Reserve. So this particular set of data will show some really important pointers to what's happening in the US economy. And then following that, we've also got the US jobs data out on Friday, and last month we saw that there was growth of 161,000 jobs. The expectations are that for November we're looking at 175,000 jobs, so continued growth there in jobs, which obviously goes back to reflecting on what's happening in the US economy.
And has a positive flow-on effect there. All right, Tony, thanks for joining us, and members, we'll catch you next Macro Monday.